New archers are here. Let's talk about them. And this time we're going to be seeing them right from the source. So shout out to the official Rise of Kingdoms channel. I'm going to have the link in the description so you can see the video for yourself. Without further ado, let's begin.
We've got two new archer commanders joining Rise of Kingdoms, Qin Shi Huang and Shapur I. The first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, excels.
Alright, we can already tell two things. He's Chinese. And he has archer versatility skills, which means he's got wheel commander. And the fact that he's Chinese, he should be OP. Bai Chi, Lu Che, Huo Kubing, all Chinese commanders. Moving on.
In versatility and skill. Let's take a look at his
Active skill, single target, rage consumed 1000. This commander troop gains the Eternal Emperor effect for 10 seconds. Whenever the troop deals direct damage with a basic attack via the Iron Pierces bronze skill, it also deals 60% of the damage up to 5 nearby enemy troops. And of course, it's reduced. So there's a lot of effects already, and it's not true damage, it's direct damage. Interesting. I know Zhuge Liang has a sort of a similar effect. So let's see what they go
skills
next.
in details. When is
Okay, this is Iron Pierce's bronze skill. Whenever this commander troop launches a basic attack, it spends 100 rage to convert the damage into direct damage. This direct damage is equal to 100% of the troop's basic attack damage. Basic attack damage. What does that mean? Does that mean just how big your march is? Is that it is? Because, you know, with the new tech, you can have a lot of marches on the field. I mean, a lot of units on the field. Maybe we'll find some answers later. But this commander's archer units gain 20% march speed and 30% defense. And also full archers, which is going to be, of course, all the time, 20% health. So that's a lot of stats. So sort of like Zhuge Liang, he also has 30% health, but he doesn't have the defense and he doesn't have the march speed. So pretty good upgrade over that. All right, moving on.
active skill is triggered, his troop gains the Eternal
Okay, this is the third skill, but also it is enhanced by the expertise. All right. If this commander troop is in the field and has been outside of your city for at least 10 seconds, it gains the Eternal Emperor effect for 10 seconds. So this is like another effect, which is more akin to Huo Kubing. So this can trigger every minute. Whenever the troop deals direct damage with the second skill or the first skill, it spends 25 rage. So this is with the expertise. And to deal, it spends 25 rage to deal extra direct damage to all targets, so to 5 targets, and drain 15 rage from them. Damage factor 250. Veining.
Emperor effect for 10 seconds.
So draining is for the duration of the effect, reduce an enemy's attributes and increase your own. Oh, so you're draining rage from them and putting on to you. Cool. So it's like another effect, but this time from Ragnar. So drain is not just specific to Ragnar anymore. Okay, that's interesting.
Seconds. Whenever their troop deals.
Okay, so veining. After triggering 2 times in a single second, every subsequent trigger that second deals 25% less damage than the last. So it's like scaling down if it triggers multiple times. Alright.
Direct damage with the basic.
Okay, fourth skill. If this commander's troop is stacking a field troop, if they're the primary commander, their troop gains 500 rage upon entering combat. Okay, so that's like half of an active skill. And their troop takes 10% less normal damage, so this is like a smite and combo protection. Whenever the troop takes any type of skill damage, smite damage, or combo damage with over 300 damage factor, it spends 40 rage to reduce the damage of 40%. It can trigger a total of 6 times per second. Wow. But of course, you know, not every Not every target can trigger it more than once. Okay. So this is basically some defensive mechanisms to survive on the field longer against all types of damage. So I'm glad it's covering not just skill damage but also spite and combo. And with over 200 damage factor, we know Baichi has a lot of ways to get the melee stacks. We got Lucci, I believe, has some. No, he doesn't have instant proc, but you know Philip does, something like that. So yeah, this is pretty good. Let's see.
Basic attack via the Iron Pierces Bronze skill. It also deals.
Okay, so this is without the expertise. So this is the third skill. The first part is the same, but the second is only 20. Yeah, it went from 25 rage to 20 rage, and it's draining 10 rage, and when expertise you're draining 15 rage, and the damage factor is decreased by 50. I mean, there's a lot of effects to this commander, I'll give them that. So
up to 60% of the damage to up to 5 nearby enemy troops.
Convoluted with the description. Oh, it's a dragon. All right, that is a very cool animation. Very cool. Probably the best I've seen in a long time.
Now onto the
I'm gonna go into the game, but let's first check the other presumably rally commander.
Hansha Shapur I, who comes with Conquering and Skill talent trees. His active skill deals additional
target type single, so this is standard. Range requirement standard. Deals additional damage to a target troop every second for 5 seconds. I mean for 4 seconds. Damage factor 800, so 3200 damage. If the target has less than 500 rage, also cannot receive shield effects. Oh, okay. This is against Gorgo. Okay. But deals additional damage. So additional damage has been contributed to Cyrus in the past. And I know recently Chisco made a video about predicting the new archer might have additional damage, and here it is. So I'm almost sure once he makes the video, he'll probably talk about this segment for like 2 minutes. So I'm confident this will happen. But moving on.
additional damage to the target troop every.
This commander's archer units gain 20% march speed and 20% health. Okay, that's really good. Whenever the troop takes damage, it has a 25% chance to gain 30% attack. Alright. If they're leading a rally attack, their archer units gain an extra 20% march speed. I mean, in a rally, march speed is not that necessary because, you know, you're usually rallying objectives within, you know, touching distance. Unless you're rallying cities. But
every second for 4 seconds with damage factor of 800.
Whenever this commander troop deals skill damage, it has a 20% chance to inflict the following effects for 3 seconds. The target can receive temporary health buffs. Okay, wow. And the target deals 20% less normal damage. Alright, this is a skill. This is a good skill. This is basically anti-smite skill. Yeah, this is going to be quite nice actually with Asher Benapol. Nice.
If the target has less than 5.
If this commander is running a rally attack, whenever the rally army grants a buff, it has a 50% chance to gain 100 rage, gain 30% bonus to skill damage dealt for 3 seconds, cooldown 4 seconds. Whenever the rally army grants a buff. Interesting. This is with Asher Benapol. Now, what does it mean by buff? Does it just mean bonus to any of the stats that Asher Benapol might provide with his expertise? That'd be really good.
500 rage.
If this commander is leading a rally attack, whenever the rally army deals damage, it has a 50% chance to deal additional damage every second for 1 second to 5 enemy troops near the target. Damage factor 200. If they aren't leading a rally attack, whenever the troop deals additional damage, it has a 50% chance to deal additional damage every second for 2 seconds to all targets. Damage factor 200. So this is supposed to be like some anti-swarm, but I don't think the damage factor is high enough to prevent it. I don't know, this seems honestly quite swarmable. I don't know for the rally how it's going to be.
Also cannot receive shield effects for the next 2
Animation.
seconds.
Wow, that I find it amusing. Like the Chinese commander got a lot more attention compared to the rally commander. It's definitely funny to witness. But now let's go into the game and see potential pairings. So for the open field archer, I think once you read the skills, it's going to be like a Baichi Luce situation where you want to pair the best two commanders for the troop type and pair them together. So what makes Zook so good? It has circle AoE, has a good debuff. He lacks march speed, which he provides. Plus, he also has health, direct damage factor, and he also has the marquee effect, which I believe increases damage dealt for 15 seconds. Plus, he has a rage engine, so you can see this commander relies a lot of rage manipulation. He's draining rage from other targets, giving them to himself. He's quite tanky, he's quite fast. The direct damage formula is a bit convoluted because it's based on 100% of his basic attacks. So I'm guessing if you keep your march like top, then you're going to be doing a lot of damage to 5 targets around you. So it's pretty good. Plus, what is else? Also, yeah, post update, there's been some wording change. I think this is the skill that's been changed. When the second commander of this commander should use an active skill. But I believe this is just text description. It doesn't change the way it works. So we're gonna bypass that. And you probably want Zug to be secondary in this configuration because you're going to be getting upon entering combat. You're going to be getting yourself 500 rage, and with the skill trees, you kind of want the feral nature. So I think going for the rage engine at this pairing is going to be quite significant and probably the way to go. But if you take a look at other commanders like Herman, for example, so what does that leave with Herman? And I don't see too much synergy with this pairing because Herman is all about poison stacks and taking more skill damage, and everything else is just amplifying that. But I think this pushes to be used something like Herman Ash. I've seen people use that, or Herman Phillip maybe. I don't know about that. So still for the second Archer March, I'm kind of on the fence because I don't think Herman is the right pairing. But I'll do give a glance at Shajar because a lot of people hope that this Archer release would unleash Shajar. But considering these commanders don't do true damage, they're doing direct damage and skill damage. It's not going to be unlocking that true damage potential, but Shajar can be a primary commander, which makes her a skill damage commander. So let's give a quick look at that. So if you're swinging a primary commander, you're gonna be dealing 2800 damage factor, which is pretty good. Let's see. You're gaining health and march speed, so it's the same stats. So you're going to be more tankier than Zook because Zook only gives 30%. If this commander is in a field troop, their troop takes another 10% less normal damage, which the commander already has. So that's like 20% less normal damage. So that's quite significant. Whenever their troop uses an active skill, it mighty heals up to 3 nearby allied or friendly troops. So, uses some healing, sustaining. This commander troop takes 10% less damage while on the map. While this commander troop is on the map, whenever it reduced 60% units remaining, it will be mighty healed for a large portion. So this is more about mighty heals. But for the next 8 seconds, their troop loses 40% attack, takes 20% less damage. So this is a one-time trigger skill per hour. So, but still, it makes you quite tanky. And you're going to be buffing the other smite commanders on the field. So whenever you heal a troop for the next 3 seconds, the healed troop gains defense and deals 20% normal damage. So if you want to top up, if I'm correct, if you want to keep the march healthy as much as possible, I think Shajar can do that because she has the healing, although it's not too much healing, but it's still some healing that will perhaps make it viable, because up to this point Shajar has not been really used. She's been using Canyon. I've seen people use her primary, but it's not doing what's expected to be doing. So maybe we do Shajar with the new commander and then we stick with Zook Philip. I'm thinking that is the play. Maybe we take a look at Ash. What do I have Ash here? Let's take a look at Ash real quick. So he has the 5 target AoV. It does direct damage factor. Bonus to attack. You also get defense and march speed. So you're going to be having quite a fast rally if you're rallying it with the rally commander. This commander troop deals 20% more skill damage, so this goes in effect with the rally commander. And the target deals less normal damage, so like the other commander as well. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. We're going to be using Ash with the rally commander and hope it will survive long enough to do a lot of damage. Yeah, you're getting more anti-smite, anti-combo, and you also get bonuses to skill damage. So if you get a buff, you get bonuses to skill damage as well. So it's pretty simple. Ash, no rally, no archer rally. Straightforward. If you want the single best archer march for the field, is probably going to be the new guy with Zhuge Liang. But if you want to use 2 archer marches, you're probably going to use Shajar and the new guy and keep Zook with Philip or Herman. And that's going to be the archers. Now, are they going to be better than the infantry? Remains to be seen, but from what I saw, for the best single archer march, I think it might be quite good. We just need to see some testing. And also for the formation, you can still stick with wedge for this configuration, so that's quite a advantage as well, because a lot of people do have a lot of special inscriptions for wedge and don't have the the need to switch to a different formation unless they release a better skill damage formation later in the year. But that is a topic for a different video, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We're still going to be theory crafting. I'm going to see what's going to happen, how the rally is going to do, maybe do smart testing when they arrive. We still don't know when they arrive. So all that said, thank you for watching, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next.